Hi there, welcome back to my views and news. Two new stories. First one is from Somalia, where some Somali soldiers have been killed in an operation in southern Somalia. Al Shabaab still a major force to be reckoned with in Somalia. Secondly, Tigray teachers have sued the regional and federal governments. Some teachers are on strike. Schools are closed. You know that schools resume educational activities over a year ago in Tigray after 2 year long disruption. Now a legal battle is underway between teachers and the government there. Let's start from Somalia, viewers, where we know that since 2006, the government of Somalia has been fighting Al-Shabaab fighters. Al-Shabaab fighters are in control of large territory. Al-Shabaab is a state within state in Somalia. Uh, Governments of Hassan Mahmoud, Sheikh, before that Abdullah Farmajo, vowed to crush Al-Shabaab. But Al-Shabaab still there. Operations are being conducted, and government issues statements about losses suffered by Al-Shabaab. Al-Shabaab also makes counterclaims, but the insurgency is set to continue. Around 48 hours ago, more than 10 Somali soldiers were killed in an attack. Interestingly, Somali soldiers launched this operation in which they were killed. That is why it's important. I mean, it's not that Al Shabaab carried out an attack on Somali soldiers, that Somali soldiers were caught off guard. No. The operation was planned by Somali security forces. If they planned the operation, then they should not have suffered losses. The operation was conducted in Vayanda, which is situated around 60 kilometers away from Kismayo. Kismayo is in Jubaland. Federal and regional forces were part of this operation. They got information about the presence of Al Shabaab fighters in and near Vayanda. They tried to encircle Al Shabaab fighters. Al Shabaab fighters fought back. In the exchange of gunfire, 11 Somali soldiers were killed from federal and regional forces. Uh, Government claims that some Al Shabaab fighters were killed. If the operation was planned, which it was, and still the military suffered losses, that raises questions about strategy, about capabilities of the Somali forces. Somali forces are trained in Turkey, in Egypt, in US, in UK. Eritrea is also training Somali forces too. So mostly Somali forces are foreign trained. They should not suffer losses in offensive operations. In the same area, uh, I think several months ago, Somali soldiers killed an Al Shabaab commander, and now they suffered losses here. No signs of talks. No talks are likely between Al Shabaab and Somalia's government because Al Shabaab's ideology is that of an extremist organization. It wants to implement its religious agenda in Somalia. War is set to continue. Two issues need to be monitored in coming days. Firstly, Ethiopia, Somalia tension. How it is going to, how will it influence the fight against Al Shabaab? Secondly, Trump's when what will happen in January when Trump will take over. Let's see. Secondly, viewers, Tigray, where we know that educational activities remained disrupted during the 2 year long war from November 2020 to November 2022. After the signing of Pretoria, gradually educational activities resumed in the Tigray region. Though still, all schools are not open in Tigray because some schools are being used by IDPs. IDPs from Western Zone are still in Tigray. IDPs of Raya and Salanti have left, but Volkai, Tumara, Sag, and the IDPs are still in Tigray. So educational activities could not fully resume. Now teachers are demanding salary. 17-month salary from the federal government and the regional government. But 7 months, not the current and recent months, but the 17 months of the war and after the war. Tigray teachers have gone to a court against the Tigray interim government and the federal government. Tigray Supreme Court is hearing this case. Proceedings are underway. Alarming thing is that reportedly in some zones of Tigray, teachers have gone on strike. They are demanding 17-month salary. They say if salary is not paid, they won't resume educational activities. Alarming because basic services have resumed gradually in Tigray, but I always say a lot needs to be done in Tigray in terms of full restoration of basic services. But Tigray's ruling elite, TPLF, Debretsion, TPLF, Getachew, they are more interested in solidifying their control of the resources of the government, of the political scene in Tigray, while Tigray's gold is being illegally mined and smuggled out of Tigray. Tigray's teachers are unpaid. Tigray's hospitals still lack adequate supply of medical equipment and medicine. Government employees are complaining too about rising cost of living. TDF fighters who were demobilized last year, they are complaining that whatever they got was not enough to survive on. A new DDR campaign is about to start in coming days. Again, tens of thousands will be disarmed, demobilized, and then they will receive very small amount of money on monthly basis. How will they survive? Basically, Tigray needs running of economy, regional economy, businesses, and relations with neighboring regions and countries. Tigray cannot remain dependent on aid forever. But so far, no large-scale resumption of economic activities, though some factories have resumed work, but still, a lot needs to be done. For that, Tigray's ruling elite must be united. It should keep the differences aside and work for reconstruction and rehabilitation. For the next 2 to 3 years, I think all should be united for reconstruction. Otherwise, people will suffer.